Welcome to the Pathways to Surrender podcast. I'm Michael Warmoth, and thank you for joining us for this guided meditation. Please note that these meditations are recorded in a tropical setting with the windows and doors open, so you will hear birds and other sounds. Try not to let them distract you from the words. Let's take a moment now to just get settled in, get comfortable and relaxed. Maybe close our eyes and take some breaths and just listen to the music before the meditation starts. As part of our waking up and becoming conscious, we must become conscious of our relationship with love. What does the word love bring up in us? Do we discard it or deny it, or did we decide that we could live without love? Do we mistrust it? What is our relationship with love? What do we think it is? Love has been misunderstood greatly in modern cultures and even in old cultures. Romantic love has been the obsession of many cultures, many people. Because the feeling of love is the most authentic feeling most people ever have when they fall in love. They feel themselves authentically for the first time, often. Romantic love is the only acceptable expression of that self in many cultures. But romantic love is not the true expression and experience of love. When it is focused on only one person, and that it is dependent on that relationship, it is not the full and true expression of love. But we may have noticed that when we are at a celebration of love, we feel that openness, that willing to be with people who are in a similar state. It is a joyful time. But we must explore our relationship with love, because love is the experience of knowing our authentic selves, of allowing our authentic selves to be expressed. It is the very essence of our being. It is the power and energy of the infinite consciousness in form. Love is the creative force that gives us life. It is not a trivial emotion. It is not a romantic fantasy. It is the actual knowing ourselves fully. So the feeling that comes with love is one of joy, one of knowing that the universe is benevolent and supporting us. It's the experience of knowing that we are whole and complete, that we are love. In the 1960s, love was rediscovered as a universal value, a universal truth, largely through the use of psychedelic drugs. But there was a movement in consciousness. It was not just a drug-induced fantasy or a passing phase. It was an experience of reality. Much came out of that time that continues powerfully affect and change people now. The nature of our resistance to being authentic is that we are denying and holding back love. That we are denying our need for it. That we are holding ourselves against it. That we will not let it into our consciousness, our awareness. And yet, it is the most beneficial experience we can have, to be deeply immersed in love. Because we were betrayed in some way. We made a decision to banish love, to never trust love, to not need or want love. That decision is obsolete now. We may have looked for love in obscure ways. We have expressed it through art or some other creative process. They have looked for it in the world, in others, or in other ways of finding some connection with ourselves. The true source of love is our authentic self. So we must be conscious of our relationship with love. The ego is quick to co-opt the spiritual journey for its own need to stay in control. And so we may find that we feel fully willing to surrender and let go, but we are not willing to open our hearts. So we continue to feel frustrated because we cannot find peace that is meaningful and lasting. Because there is no peace without love. Not because love is some kind of bonus or benefit. It is what is authentic. It is what we find finally when we truly let go and surrender. And and it is our opposition to it that keeps us stuck. We all know the experience of love. Within us, there is that knowing. There is a memory of it. With some effort, we can remember what it felt like to be in the presence of someone who is unconditionally loving. Someone who is fully authentic. That is peace. That is knowing the truth. We cannot make ourselves love. We can only allow it. Only say yes to it. Can only get out of the way. There is no lack of love in any one of us. For it is the creative power gives us this life in this moment. Love is the power in this moment. Infinite and timeless. Always present. Always the only true power of the moment. Resist it no more. Thank you for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you would like more information on these meditations and teachings, you can visit pathwaystosurrender.com. You might be interested in our other podcast, Pathways to Wholeness. These are episodes of meditative teachings designed to help us move to the next step in our journey, letting go and learning to surrender, overcoming resistance. That's Pathways to Wholeness. Look for the next episode soon. We'll be uploading them every couple of days. See you next time.